Hello everyone and welcome back to the Belgian Beer Brothers channel. Cedric here from Antwerp again, and today we are coming at you with another short video because I can drop the brewery history on this one. We are talking about another beer from the Rodenbach brewery. We have talked about that before and I will put a link up here to the video with that brewery's history. That was the 200-year anniversary video, the red triple one. But today we are going to talk about the Rodenbach Grand Cru. Let me take the bottle here. Rodenbach Grand Cru, aged in oak Voeders, Flanders, red ale, crafted and brewed in Roeselare, Belgium. Beer contains malted barley. Rodenbach Grand Cru is an exceptional Flemish red-brown ale. Fresh and sour, complex and fruity thanks to a long partial maturation on oak fodders. Okay, that is a rather limited amount of info. What can I tell you about this beer? Well, for starters, it has won over 50 awards worldwide since 1969. Yeah, that is quite awesome. To top that off, in 2022, so not so long ago, past summer, it won the world's best red brown ale in London. Yeah, just to top off that career. And I must say, I've tasted some iterations of this beer. They also have some vintages and they are all awesome. So I absolutely understand why they won that world's best and those 50 awards. Just to put this in perspective, Michael Jackson, world-renowned beer expert, actually called this a true world classic, or the Burgundy of Belgium. Now, why did he call this the Burgundy of Belgium? Well, because this is known to be quite vinous, and it has a long-lasting aftertaste, as they say, like a fine Grand Cru wine, and that is also the namesake of this beer. The Grand Cru is obviously a bit different from the Rodenbach Classic, and I feel like I haven't explained enough about the Classic in that video, so I will link through to that video up here as well. But just to give an example of the difference, the Grand Cru Classic beer has aged on average for a shorter amount of time than the Grand Cru. And by that I mean that the Classic is a blend of 3/4 young beer and 1/4 old beer. And the young beer is a 6-month-old, I believe, and the old beer is a 2 years old. So just like an old goose is blended, young and old beer, the Rodenbach Classic is also blended, so 3/4 young beer, 1/4 old beer. And the Grand Cru is also a blend of those same two beers, but blended a bit differently, namely 1/3 young beer and 2/3 of old beer aged for 2 years. Now, the Classic blend is then matured for 6 months in oak fodders. The Grand Cru is again matured for 18 months. Now, the maturation of 18 months in combination with those 2/3 of old beer that has already matured and ripened on oak results in a complex beer with a lot of wood, a lot of esters. Yeah, it is said to be more astringent, but let's just find out for ourselves. It's been ages since I've had the usual Grand Cru, so yeah, I'm actually very eager to taste this one. For this beer I took out my old, fancy glass. I do know that they have newer ones. I don't own one of those yet, and also I like to stick with the classics. They also rebranded the label and the bottle since Swinkels Family Brewers took it over. So Rodenbach went to Palm, Palm went to Swinkels family brewers, one big happy family, and they're doing a good job, but they have rebranded this. And I must say, just like the last beer we tasted, the Petrus, they actually simplified this label quite a bit. I like it more now. It used to be very busy, very dark, colorful, very wood, red. So yeah, classic Rodenbach Red R bottle cap. Oof. Right off the bat, that's quite astringent, quite bitter, sour. Reminds me of Liefmans Goudenband or Duchesse de Bourgogne. Look at that. So it is quite hazy, not clear at all, and it is more brown than red in this case. Now bear in mind that this beer has on average matured much longer on the oak foeders. It actually took in a bit more wood. Yeah, it doesn't just take in the aroma, it also takes in the flavors, the scents, well, the aromas of course, but also the color. It loses a bit of its red color, it takes up a bit more brown, and since it's maturing for 18 months on top of those 2 years with the lactobacillus, the lactic acids, it has a whole other flavor profile. Now bear in mind that when aging beer and making sour beers, there's actually a curve. So the beer actually becomes quite sour, and then there's a tipping point where it becomes more astringent. And this is all a trade-off with how much wood is taken in, how much lactobacillus is present. Of course, if you get a vinegar taste, that's a bit different. Than we have other bacteria than the lactobacillus, but this one is a lactic acid bacteria, of course, is intended. Oh, this smells absolutely amazing. It's sweet and sour. It's like a combination of green and red apples, if that makes sense. And that is also the flavor that should be quite dominant here. So not vinegar or not lemon acidity, but more like fresh green apples, very crisp, very astringent, very refreshing. I do see some carbonation still in there, of course, not a lot of foam, as usual with these aged beers. Less carbon dioxide, less foam. The longer I leave it here, the more red fruit is coming through. I get a lot of cherry scent. Oh, absolutely beautiful. That profile, absolutely amazing. Let's have a taste. Oh yeah, ooh, see that? I feel it right here. It is more sour than you'd expect from the scent. The smell is very sweet, very fruity, but the taste, the initial taste, is quite sour, quite really astringent. Indeed, a combination of green apple, woody, a bit of cherry in the back. Yeah. And as expected, as they said, quite vinous and indeed a long-lasting aftertaste. I think this is a absolutely beautiful beer. And I love having this in the cellar between my beloved Duchesse de Bourgogne and a collection of Gueuze actually. This is a great addition if you want something sweet and sour, something rather special, a bit more fruity. This is the go-to beer in my opinion. I also think that this lends itself amazingly for food pairings, because I think apart from this being a unique beer, I think the possibilities are absolutely amazing. I think there's a myriad of possibilities, and I'm thinking about pairing with cheese, but with strong cheeses. Like we have Chaume, we have the blue cheeses, we have the salty cheeses, the goat cheese. I think marinating some goat cheese in this beer and then grilling it with some honey would be absolutely amazing. I am thinking about herbal dishes, spicy dishes, marinated meats. I know I say that often, but with strong tasting beers, that is an absolute go-to. I'm thinking about fatty meats, spare ribs, maybe some lamb even. I am thinking about smoked fish, some smoked salmon, some smoked trout, absolutely. Maybe even in a salad. Get that smoked trout in a salad, make a dressing with this beer with a bit of honey. I think that will be great. And I actually think that you might even experiment with acid curing, like when you take a white fish and you leave it in lime juice overnight, like ceviche from Peru. I think we should absolutely try that with a beer like this one, with the Gueuze or with this beer. Some white fish or maybe some thinly sliced meat. Leave it in the beer overnight or even 2 or 3 nights. Let it cure, let it marinate, let it soak, and then either thinly sliced raw or on the barbecue. Yeah, sounds awesome. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. Tunnel vision all the way. Yeah, let's score this beer. It is unique. It is indeed a world classic. It is world's finest. Yeah, I'm going for 4 here. Just love it. Absolutely love it. So 4 out of 5, 8 out of 10. Seal of approval. I'm gonna let this soak in. Still got some left because this is a 25 centiliter glass and a 33 centiliter bottle. So there we go, full again. And now that my glass is refilled, I'm gonna leave you guys at it. So as usual, if you like this video, let me know, comment down below, hit that thumbs up. If you have any experiences with this beer to share, if you want to try it, go ahead, leave it in the comments as well. If you want to see more, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and you will get notifications whenever I upload something, which is every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. So yeah, let's leave it at that, and I will see you guys again on Sunday. And this time I promise I will have a lambic, because I kind of feel like I tricked you guys by saying that on Wednesday, but yeah, this is as close as it gets. I didn't have the time to pick up the lambic. So cheers you guys, and I'll see you on Sunday. Promise, pinky swear, with a lambic. Cheers you guys.